Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Monday, January 12th, and this is my morning market breakdown of all these pairs on this list, all the way down to the pound yen. Now, I do also trade these pairs below there, but these higher pairs are definitely the more popular ones, so these are the ones that I cover in my morning video. But for my premium members on my website, I do cover the full top-down analysis for every single pair on this list. So, anyways, I wanted to start off on the weekly time frame on the US dollar since I haven't given an update in about 3, 4 weeks now. Now, I was still looking at this whole move down right here as possibly just a pullback to this move up right here. Now, what we are always looking for is we're looking for a 1, 2, 3 wave pattern and then a break of structure to the upside on the third wave. Now, my target was the 100% Fibonacci extension. That is the most likely place for a wave C to go, but price doesn't always have to go to the 100% Fibonacci extension if it doesn't want to. What I actually see here, and what is actually most important for me, is that we do have a 1, 2, 3 wave pattern, and we do have a break of structure on the third wave, which means that this wave from here to here is complete. If this is a complete wave C, then this is a break of structure to the upside, pullback, retest, probably 3 waves down to a fib level, and then it could end up going up in a very, very significant way. I was originally thinking this was going to be a WXY, which means this would be like an A, and this would be like a wave B, which would be a correction to this move down, and then it would possibly go down to the 100% Fibonacci extension like this. But either way, I think that we have a nice solid break of structure. I think this is possibly a pullback to that first wave up, and then we should either go up for a wave C, which would look like this, or possibly even a wave 3, which would just keep on trending. So keeping all that in mind, because these very high time frames are definitely the most important, going down to the daily, that means this first push down could be an A. I still think that we could be in a wave B, which probably will eventually end up breaking this high and then probably going back down to either the 60 to 78% for a wave C before we actually go up again. Now, like I said, I had this labeled as a wave Z right here just because it looks extremely corrective. So we do have a couple different possibilities here. This move up could be a pullback to this move down and it just keeps on going down. Or, like I said, this could be a pullback to this last move up right here, which I'm actually starting to lean towards. It goes down to a Fibonacci level in 3 wave pattern and then continues the uptrend for either a wave C or a wave 3, like I was showing on the weekly time frame. Now, that's pretty much as far as I take it on the US dollar index, because if I, basically have a couple different scenarios for the US dollar index, and that pretty much tells me what to do on every single one of these US dollar pairs, except for maybe gold, because gold does whatever gold wants to do. So moving on to the euro dollar. The euro dollar definitely made a very engulfing move to the upside. Now this daily candle obviously hasn't closed yet, and we don't really know that it's going to close bullish. By the end of the day, this thing could close way down here and not even be an engulfing candle to the upside. I have this labeled as an A, a B, a C, a D, and I think we're in a wave E. It looks to me like we're in some sort of a triangle. If it's like a contracting triangle, that could means that it could make a higher low compared to the wave C like this, maybe go down to the 61% and then turn back up. If it's more of an expanding, then it likely would go down and break the low of wave C and the low of wave A, maybe more likely to the 100% Fibonacci extension, and then continue the uptrend from there. Either way, we do have to be a little bit cautious with this engulfing candle we got up right here. This could just end up being like a wave 1 and a wave 2. So keeping all that in mind, taking it all the way down to the 1 hour time frame, obviously we do have a break of structure. We do have an engulfing up on the daily, so you possibly could be looking for longs. But while you're looking for longs, you definitely want to keep an eye on your fib levels. If you get like a, double top at any one of these fib levels, a nice engulfing move to the downside, just because of the daily time frame, I would go back to being bearish if we do get a break to the downside at one of these Fibonacci retracement levels. On the other hand, if it does keep on going up and if it does break structure, that probably means that we're in for a much bigger move to the upside on the daily. So just keep in mind that we are still bearish. If you are a very short time frame trader, you could be looking for longs until we get a break to the downside at a Fibonacci retracement level. So moving on to the pound US dollar. Pound US dollar is kind of the same story, except for the pound US dollar. This move up right here looks very impulsive, and it almost kind of looks like this could be a 1, 2, 3, and this could be like an expanding wave four, and maybe it does go up again for a wave five. The thing that is most important for me is that the pound dollar has definitely broken down on the weekly, and technically the daily is in a downtrend also. That just tells me that anytime we see a break of structure to the downside, even if we think it could be a wave four, we definitely want to get bearish because there's always a chance because of that weekly and daily that this just keeps on going down, making lower lows, lower highs on the daily. It definitely looks like price is trying to break structure to the downside on the daily. So we have to really pay attention to see whether this engulfing candle to the upside really does close at the end of the day, engulfing or not. So keeping all that in mind, going down to the 1 hour time frame, I got my Fibonacci retracement on the whole last impulsive move down, just like on the euro dollar. You know, depending on what time frame you're trading, if you're trading very short time frames, you definitely would be looking for longs right now. But keep an eye on all your Fibonacci retracement levels. If it is a correction to this last move down, then it potentially would go to one of these Fibonacci retracement levels, make like a double top, and then make a nice big engulfing move to the downside, which potentially could lead to more impulsive movement to the downside. So, you know, you could be bullish right now. Just keep in mind that this move up could just be a pullback to this whole last move down. So, as always, we need to use Fibonacci retracement to help us find areas of resistance on this move up. And moving on to the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar is definitely a little different. Yes, the Aussie dollar did engulf to the upside, but the reason the Aussie dollar is a little different is because the weekly is in an uptrend right now. The daily is in an uptrend right now, unless it breaks and holds below this structure. If it breaks and holds below this structure, we definitely want to go back to being bearish. But right now, we do have to realize that the weekly and daily are in uptrends, and those higher time frames are definitely more important than anything we see on the shorter time frames. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, yes, we have a broken structure to the downside, which means that because the daily and weekly is up, this may not break to the downside at a Fibonacci retracement level, but instead it may just keep on making higher highs, higher lows. You know, put your Fibonacci retracement on here. If you do get a break to the downside at any one of these key Fibonacci retracement levels, then definitely go back to making looking for sorting opportunities. Otherwise, you're definitely looking at higher lows, higher lows. You know, it could just keep on making higher highs, higher lows, which is why I would definitely stay bullish until we get that break to the downside. Now, the Kiwi dollar, I don't not cover that one because it's basically the exact same analysis as the Aussie dollar. So moving on to the US dollar CAD. The US dollar CAD is another one that has been very strong. The US dollar CAD has broken structure to the upside on the daily, and it definitely hasn't engulfed to the downside at a Fibonacci level yet on the daily. So we definitely want to be bullish on this. It could now be going up for a wave C, and if it is going up for a wave C, it might end up doing something like this before it actually makes a big move to the downside. So between that and the US dollar analysis, I am definitely still very, very bullish. Doesn't mean that we possibly couldn't get a multiple day pullback before it goes up again, you know, possibly like a wave one, wave two, wave three, wave four, wave five, like that. It just means that I believe that it will keep on going up. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, this move right here, even though this is a higher high, made a higher high in a three-wave pattern. So we got impulsive down, break, then three waves up. That usually tells us that this, even though it is a higher high, is a wave B and this is a wave A. That means we're probably even either looking at a running ABC, which means that it would make a higher low compared to the wave A like this, and then turn back up, breaking up for the wave C. That's what a running ABC would look like. If it's not a running ABC, but it's an expanding ABC, then it would likely go down and take out the low of wave A, and it would possibly even go down to the 261, 278 because those are the key levels for a wave C. The 161, 178 are also key levels, but expanding needs to break the low of wave A, so that kind of rules out these as being a possibility. So yes, it is definitely going down right now, but we do have to realize that it is in an uptrend for sure on the higher time frames. So it's probably going to make either a running or an expanding ABC correction. So moving on again to the US dollar Swiss. US dollar Swiss is another one where even though it has engulfed down today, we don't really know whether this is going to close engulfing down on the daily or not. This could close way up here and it could still definitely be in an uptrend by the end of the day. My Elliot wave analysis on this actually has us going up for a wave C uptrend. So this could just be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave pattern to the upside for the wave C of wave Y, possibly pushing up to break this high right here, maybe even going to like the 161, 178 Fibonacci extension of the first wave A projected off the bottom of the wave B. So taking that into consideration, going down to the 1 hour time frame, we definitely, even though it is going down, we definitely want to put our Fibonacci retracement on here from here to here. We definitely want to pay very, very close attention to our key Fibonacci levels. If we do get like a double bottom type thing at any one of these Fib levels and a break of structure to the upside, then definitely go back to being bullish. If it doesn't break to the upside at a Fib level, right, even if it does go up, but it doesn't break and then goes down and then goes up and doesn't break and then goes down and up and doesn't break, then you would just continue to look for shorts, right? It's not just the turn at the Fib level that is important. It's the turn at a Fib level with a break of structure to the upside that is going to tell you that the daily time frame uptrend is possibly back in play. So moving on to gold, which is kind of a fan favorite of a lot of people. Gold and silver have just been wild lately. Gold is at all-time highs once again, pushing almost $4,600. It really looks to me like a wave five. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. So I have my Fibonacci retracement from here to here with the extra positive Fibonacci levels for areas of possible resistance. So if we do get a break of this wave 5 of 5 trend right here on sort of time frames at one of these Fibonacci key levels, then that possibly could be the end of a wave 5 and it possibly could be the beginning of a very strong move to the downside. The thing is we can't assume that that's going to happen. Assuming that something like that is going to happen is a great way to lose a lot of money because it could possibly just keep on making higher highs, higher lows, never breaking structure to the downside at a Fibonacci retracement level. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I left these fib levels on here from the daily because even if it does break down like this, it could just be a little ABC correction within an uptrend. What I would like to see is I would like to see that classic 345 shape at a Fibonacci level, then a break of structure that holds below structure at a Fibonacci level. If I see this picture right here, I would definitely become bearish. Otherwise, if I don't see that picture, even if it does go down and break, it could just end up being like a little ABC correction within an uptrend. Every single higher time frame on gold is in a very, very, very strong uptrend. So we definitely want to look at anything we see to the downside as possibly just a pullback within the higher time frame uptrend. So moving on to the US dollar yen. I always consider the US dollar yen more of a yen pair than a dollar pair. And a lot of the yen pairs do look like they could possibly be getting closer to a big turn on the weekly. But when you're talking about the weekly being close, you still could be several weeks out. So the whole thing is we have impulsive up, could be a wave A, wave one. We have what looks like a running ABC down for what could be a wave B or a wave two. That means we're right now in either a wave C or a wave three. If it's a wave three, it will go up to the 161% Fibonacci extension of wave A or one and potentially even beyond. We're only at the 78% right now. The 161% is so high that we can't even see it on this chart. Now the thing is it could also be some sort of a expanding or running wave B. And if it is an expanding or a running wave B, then it possibly will turn at one of these three Fibonacci levels, breaking structure to the downside and maybe around the 4 to 1 hour time frame, telling us that it's a wave C and it is not a wave 3. So anyways, taking it down to the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, we are definitely very, very bullish. But like I always say, we are bullish until the market tells us otherwise. If it does make that double top at one of these key Fibonacci levels that I was showing you at the daily, then it breaks structure to the downside with momentum, then we will stop looking for longs and we will be happy to start looking for shorts again. But as of right now, none of that has happened yet. So anything we see to the downside downside, just like all these other moves to the downside that we've seen over the last several weeks, we should be looking at as possibly just a pullback within the higher time frame uptrend until we do see a nice solid break of structure to the downside, which we obviously do not have yet. So I am definitely still looking for longs on pullbacks until we get that break to the downside at one of these key fib levels, which, by the way, it definitely doesn't have to be the 78%. It definitely could push up to the 100% or maybe the 90% or even the 123% Fibonacci extension. So don't assume that these uptrends are over until the market proves that they are over. Going down to the euro yen daily time frame. We have been in a very strong trend on all the yen pairs. What happened just recently? It made one, two, three waves down. It made a higher low. It made a higher low, and now it's making another impulsive move to the upside. Anytime you get a new impulsive move to the upside in the direction of your trends, the best thing to do is put your Fibonacci extension on the first impulsive move, project it off the bottom of the last corrective move, and that should give you areas of resistance for the new impulsive move, which possibly could end up doing something like this, especially because this should line up with one of the Fibonacci extension levels from the weekly, and the next fib extension on the weekly is all the way up at 186.48. So we definitely want to stay very, very bullish on this. Obviously, we don't want to try to go long right at the top of a wave. We want to wait for pullbacks, but anytime you see anything to the downside, you definitely want to assume, especially because the weekly, daily are all in uptrends, we definitely want to assume that anything we see to the downside is nothing more than a pullback within an uptrend. Anytime it does start a move to the downside, you want to throw your Fibonacci retracement on the last impulsive movement of that trend, and you want to look for more pullback entries for more long opportunities. So the yen pairs are definitely still very bullish. Moving on to the pound yen, kind of the same story as the other two yen pairs. Honestly, the pound yen looks very, very bullish. All the pound pairs seem to be very bullish. The next Fibonacci extension level on the pound yen is actually all the way up at around 221.8. So we really have to continue to be very, very bullish on this pair. I mean, it doesn't mean that it possibly won't make pullbacks along the way, but more than likely, this weekly time frame will continue to make higher highs, higher lows, at least up to the 123% Fibonacci extension, and perhaps even beyond. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, definitely no break of structure. What happened? We've been looking for logs this whole time, and what happened? We made one, two, three waves down. We made a running ABC because it's a higher low wave C compared to the wave A. Now we get a new impulsive move to the upside in the direction of the trend. So just like always, when we get a move to the upside in the direction of the trend, the best thing for us to do is put Fibonacci extension on the first impulsive move, project it off the low of the corrective move, and this should give us areas of resistance for the new impulsive move to possibly end. And we will know when the new impulsive move ends because we will see a break of structure to the downside at one of these fib levels on shorter time frames. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, we are definitely, anytime you approach one of these fib levels, you definitely want to watch closely. If it does break structure to the downside at a Fibonacci retracement level, you could become bearish temporarily. But because the weekly is not even close to a Fibonacci level, as in potentially the weekly has lots and lots of more upside potential, anything we see to the downside, we definitely want to look at as possibly just another pullback within an uptrend. So even on the 1 hour time frame, if it does go down a break structure, the first thing I would do is throw my Fibonacci retracement on the last impulsive up. I would look for more three-way patterns to the downside, especially on a little bit of a shorter time frame, and more entries to go long, at least until your higher roadmap time frames tell you otherwise. And the higher roadmap time frames are definitely telling you as of right now to do nothing but look for longs on every single one of the yen pairs, not just the three pairs that I covered. So, anyways, those are the pairs that I do analyze on a daily basis. My PM videos, which I make at the beginning of the Asian session, is the euro dollar, pound dollar. I also do gold and I do the dollar yen. But starting today, those are only going to be for members of my premium membership on my website, fxpipcollector.com. Or if you want to join my membership on YouTube, you can get access to the PM videos. You just will not get access to the trading course and all my trade setups without joining my website membership. So, anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Good luck with your trading. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading to everyone.